Here are a few really important email marketing tips if you want to increase your open rates, your deliverability, get more sales from the emails you're sending, and all that good stuff. So this doesn't just apply to the fitness industry, which is where we work. This is kind of a overarching for all businesses type of thing. Number one is you should be unsubscribing people from your list. They shouldn't always have to do it themselves. And you want to look at, well, I'll tell you what we do. We like to look at who hasn't opened an email in the past 30 days. If they haven't opened anything in 30 days, odds are they're not going to continue. They're not going to open one in the future, so we get rid of them. You kind of have to be a little cutthroat with this, because if you have a bunch of people that you're quote unquote sending an email to, but they're not opening them, they're not getting to the inbox, your deliverability is going to go down for people that are a little more engaged. So you want to just get those people out of your system. They're not good anyway. And I know the thought process is like, well, if I keep them in there a little longer, maybe I'll send one email that will get them kind of hooked back in. Odds are that won't happen. I know that's what it feels like, but you're better off just getting rid of them. On top of that, I think you should be sending emails more frequently, like a daily newsletter, stuff like that. Like it just, all these touch points really matter. And people think like, well, if I send one every day, they'll unsubscribe. Good. That's what you want. You want them to either unsubscribe or make a purchase decision or do whatever you want your emails to make them do. But sending stuff like once a week, every 2 weeks, there's no point in even having an email list if you're going to do that little of email marketing. Also, if you can, put their name in every subject title of every email. People love seeing their name. They will click on it. Sometimes it's not necessary, but if you can, as much as possible, put their name in the subject of the email. On top of that, if the subject of the email can be like almost passive aggressive, if not just like kind of emotionally charged. So use words that would make you click, things that look weird or things that make your heart rate go up a little bit. You have to remember that it's just words on a screen when they're looking at it. So you need to make there be a lot of emotion behind those words as much as possible. So using emotionally charged words like "don't do this" or "what the hell" or stuff like that. We've done emails like that have had like 90% open rates because they've used words that if you said vocally in person, people would like turn their head and be like, what? Stuff like that. So that's really important too, is to make the subject something that's almost alarming. And lastly, this should kind of go without saying, but a lot of people get it incorrect, is that the email should flow into the call of action in the right way. So don't have like a daily newsletter about like knitting and then, it's just like not talking about the right stuff. And then at the end, you're just like, check out our knitting products. It needs to make sense and kind of flow into it. So if you're like a weight loss coach, for example, like the ones we work with, you would kind of highlight in the newsletter somebody's results, how well they did and stuff like that. And then the call to action would be like, if you want to see exactly how they did this in X amount of weeks, then click the link below and see the step-by-step process they used in order to lose X amount in whatever amount of weeks it took. So it makes sense. It flows in. It would make sense for the person to read the article or the email and then click the button.